Welcome to a Project Slayers tier list, because I've been asked to do a tier list multiple times, and honestly, I've wanted to for a while, but I've recorded a few, but I've never actually uploaded them because I didn't think they were good enough. But now I think we're in a good spot to actually do a full ranking of everything. And there's a few disclaimers. Number one, this is my opinion, but I'm going to be as objective as possible. Number two, we're going to do two tier lists, one for PvE, one for PvP. And the third disclaimer is, well, we're going to do breathings and blood demon arts separately. So, keep that in mind. So, first off, we have water breathing. Water, high B tier. It has good, I think every move has some form of utility in PvE. Is PvE tier list, by the way. We're in first. PvE, it has really good potential. It has hyper armor, it has iframes, pretty much everything you want in a PvE breathing. But it doesn't have the absurdly high damage. And for Ogiwahara, it's pretty good. For Mugen Hell, it's basically kind of like a bodyguard to a civilian, because you can't really do anything else because it has no major AoE. But overall, pretty good. If this was exclusively Mugen Hell, I have to put it down in C tier. But since we are talking about everything, high B tier. Now, I talked about bodyguarding a civilian in Mugen Hell. This does this way better. Flame with Rengoku, by the way, because I'm gonna make like the highest damage possible. Flame with Rengoku, really solid for that specifically, and also it's pretty good in Ogiwahara because if you use Flame and then you can use C, B, you can use any single move, and you can also just M1 while the animation is playing to hit crowds. It's really useful and it does really good damage. And it is probably the best strategy you're going to have with Flame, and it makes it probably from like C tier to like pretty moderate B tier. And in Mugen Hell, I think it's above water because the high damage makes it so bosses are a lot easier. Like whenever I did Mugen Hell, I would always like top DM on bosses because of just how high damage Flame is, and I wouldn't even have champ or anything. I'd still like top damage, and just the decent AoE for that little area. You can just like get like a little protective wall around your civilian, and that makes it extremely useful for that. However, it lacks the overall AoE range and utility of other stuff. So in terms of that, Flame is a little bit weaker. However, it is still pretty solid, and if you have Rengoku, Flame is a pretty decent pick if you want really high damage. Another thing I have to disclaim here, high damage breathings are going to be way better for regular Mugen Hell and also bosses, because those two, like, you don't need any other factor in those situations. You don't need high range, you don't need high AoE. For bosses in Mugen Hell, not Mugen Hell, regular Mugen, you just need high DPS, and high damage breathings and blood demon arts like Flame, Snow, and I guess Swamp, I think that has high damage, or Ice, they're going to be performing extremely well in stuff like Mugen and tier 5 bosses, because of just how you don't need anything else, and just the high DPS really helps you out there. So that's just something I have to tell you about. Now, Wind, I originally put Wind above Water for some reason. I have no idea why. I did that. I literally had to re-record this because I was like, whoa, I was fucking everything up here. But Wind, it's like low B, and it's not like it's bad or anything. It's just you don't have the iframes or the high, or like the really high damage of these two. You don't really have the escapers either, like these two. So overall, Wind is just it's okay, because the ultimate's really good on Wind, and I guess the X is really good on Wind. V might be okay, but you cannot do anything against crowds with this unless you have your ult ready. It's not bad though. For Mugen Hell, I think it's a little bit better, because I think the AoE of Wind like shapes really well with the thing, with the Mugen, with the civilian stuff. But it also has low breathing bar consumption, so you can use that to your advantage. However, it's not gonna get past a low B tier. If you disagree, let me know, but I think overall this is just better, especially when they don't have iframes or hyper armor like these two do on some of their moves. Insect breathing. Insect is gonna go into a high D tier, and the thing saving it from being an F tier is the fact it has high damage and it can hit multiple targets at once. Which sounds like it's pretty obvious, but we'll get to the issue with that. We'll get to the issue with the moveset that doesn't have that. But it has overall high damage, so you can use this in Ogiwahara. In a Mugen Hell, it's a little bit worse. But like I said, high damage breathings are gonna usually perform better in like Mugen Hell bosses, and also just regular bosses in regular Mugen. So with that, it's gonna go in D tier. In Ogiwahara, it's just okay, because I guess the poison in the little groups, you might be able to do something there. But if you want a high damage breathing, use Snow in PvE. It's an S tier, and the reason why is every single move has hyper armor, every single move has iframes, and the one move that does not have those two is a ranged move, so it's good. It doesn't have enough AoE on other moves, but the ultimate is just absolutely gonna shred everything. If you don't know how the ultimate works, it has like two little icicles for each enemy, and when they hit the enemy, it has like a little area of effect. So if you get like 30 down, you're gonna be doing like a good like 20,000 DPS or something like that. I don't know. If you have if you do like 100 damage, maybe it would be more like 3,000 maybe. But either way, it's a lot of damage. And now in terms of Mugen Hell, it's just okay. It doesn't do too well, but I think this is tied with. I think Flame is slightly better for regular Mugen and tier 5 bosses, because I think it has slightly higher damage. And I think it has a little bit more range as well. I don't know if that's completely true, but I think it has a tiny bit more range, Flame does. So, useful. And for solo Ogiwahara, this is the best breathing, I think best moveset in the game for solo Ogiwahara and competitive, because it takes down enemies quickly, and if you have a death orb, you will absolutely decimate everything. However, where this falls off is, I think, anything above 3 players in Ogiwahara, and also, like I said, Mugen Hell. But either way, it's really good, and I can't stop it from being S tier because of that, but I would put Snow up there. Alright, next we have Mist. Mist is going in S tier above Snow, and this is a debate in the community, but I honestly think Mist is way better because it is better at more things. Mist is the best breathing for Mugen Hell. It's the best for, I think, multiple people Ogiwahara, and I think it's just slightly, it's not like bad for like tier 5 bosses and stuff like that. Like it's solid, okay? I think Mist is better at more things, so that puts it above Snow. If you're grinding for champ, regardless if you're a Slayer or like Slayer or Demon, go to Slayer and equip this, because this is just that good. It's just that good. And for sound, A tier, high A tier. This is gonna be controversial, I think, a little bit, but I think sound is better than Reaper for PvE because it has more useful moves. Reaper is carried by its ult in PvE because it really can't do anything outside of that. And it has okay, I think it has an okay C and V, but beside that you can't really do anything. Sound, I think every single move is really good for PvE except maybe like C or Z. That sounds about right. But every move has high damage. You have pretty decent, you have more AoE than you had with Snow, at least. Sound is really solid. If you're looking for a high damage breathing and you don't know how to use Snow effectively, you don't know how to use Mist effectively, use Sound, because I think it's pretty easy to pick up in PvE, and also is really useful. So yeah, and it's also like I think the most fun breathing in PvE as well, in my opinion. I don't know if that's just me. Next we have Thunder. Thunder is going to be a high C tier, and the thing with this, like I'm gonna say, high C tier, the reason why I'm saying high C tier for Thunder, is because if you start the game and you just unlock the ability to get breathing for PvE, use Thunder, because it has the highest stun, has like really good AoE to start off with, and I think has higher damage than some others, and in a lot higher range. But once you unlock like really good damage items, that kind of falls off because everything will start doing higher damage in it. And then also, it doesn't have iframes or escapers or hyper armor. So start off A tier, get a little bit further C tier, and the stun is really solid. Oh, I forgot to talk about sound in Mugen Hell. Sound is okay. It's like I think the second best breathing in Mugen Hell. That sounds about right. Okay. Anyway, Thunder in Ogiwara is solid. Everything you'd want in a starter breathing. I don't got much to say on it. In a Mugen Hell, it's okay. Rice Spirit is really decent, and then the high stun on some of the moves allows your team to have a little bit more free time in terms of like with the civilians. If you're gonna use Thunder in Mugen Hell, I recommend you just be a support, because you're not gonna be able to do much else. Now we have Beast Breathing. Beast Breathing is going to go to the bottom of D tier because it has the same problems as Insect, but they're worse, and then also it doesn't have as high damage. Beast was done dirty in this game because the ultimate is singular target. The only move that has, at least double, multi-target is X, which has high startup and also is not even a very good high damaging move. And I guess the best, move, would be B, I guess, because, that has high damage, I guess. Just don't use Beast. In Ogiwara, I think it's tolerable. Mugen Hell, don't play the game. You're not going to be able to do anything. And that wraps up the Breathing PvE tier list. Now let's move on to the Blood Demon Arts. Ice was known to be the most popular Blood Demon art for PvE, considering it was the easiest to use and also had high damage and had a counter. It's pretty obvious it goes in S tier, but where does it fall in S tier? I think it goes above Mist, but I think they're pretty equal overall. And Ice, it's solid. You know why. You know why it's good. I don't have to explain it, do I? Yeah, this is like I think it's the most used Blood Demon art in the entire game because of just everyone saying it was the best for PvE. So, expect that, I guess. Tamari, F tier. You see, Beast and Insect can actually hit multiple targets at once. It's possible. Tamari literally can't. It has one move that can, and that is the ultimate, the full ultimate move. It has a long cooldown, and also is really difficult to aim in PvE. Guys, Tamari is the worst moveset I think ever designed for any PvE game ever. I've used Tamari, I think the third most out of any of my Blood Demon arts. I've used Arrow more, and I've used, let me think here. I've used Ice probably a little bit more. Never, and I mean never, have I ever thought Tamari was even better than F tier. F tier is too high for it. I've used this, I used this for a long time in my streams. I couldn't do it. I literally had to quit my demon account because I just couldn't do it. It was that bad. Blood, high A tier, and the reason why this is not in S tier is because it just doesn't have as much utility as these three do. It doesn't have the amount of instant damage, but it is still really solid, and landmines are really good. And it has high damage overall, so that's a nice bonus. So yeah, Blood is just good, and you know why Blood is good if you know Project Slayers. It's broken. The hitboxes are pretty much broken in with Blood. Let me just pull up a screenshot and show you exactly of a little bugged ass Blood little move set right here. And yeah, next we have Shockwave. Shockwave for PvE, C tier. It can hit multiple targets, and it has good iframes, but it's not good at it. It's not good at hitting multiple targets. But it has really, really solid iframes, really. With the, I think it's F and Q, it does a whole bunch of... You can take any hit. It's really nice. and it's pretty solid. By the way, these two right here are just good for Mugen Hell. Like, I think any Blood Demon art, I'll say, is like good or bad for Mugen Hell. Anyway, Shockwave is decent, but it's not good. It's not like really solid or good. It's just decent. It's usable. Arrow is underrated for PvE simply because of arrow spikes having absolutely no cooldown, and also all your moves have like almost no cooldown on arrow, and that is supposed to make up for the fact that it only has 5 moves. But in PvE, in PvP, we'll discuss that in a little bit, but in PvE, that is really solid. And the only bad thing about this is its Mugen Hell side is because your V can actually hit the civilians for some reason. I have no idea why. But for Ogiwahara, it is so good. I can't even deny it at this point. If you have instant kill orb, give it to the arrow, because they're just gonna fuck everything up. But things above it, I think, are a little bit better. And overall, I'm actually gonna lower this a little bit to be above wind, because these two just are better at more things. Because this is almost unusable in Mugen Hell. It's just really solid in Ogiwahara. These are like usable in both, at least. Swamp. It's top of S tier. It's the absolute top of S tier. Every move is really good for PvE. I'm sounding like a broken record here. It's the best. It has basically Snow's pathway move, except it's a little bit better in my opinion. It has the best range in the entire game, as far as my knowledge. It has the best range in the game. Swamp Trap holds enemies in place. Self-replication deals a lot of good damage. Swap Domain, the best move for Mugen Hell. For PvE, for Ogiwahara, oh my god. If you get like a high damage moveset, like get like Swamp Domain and Blood Mines, or Sound Alt, or like Flame Tiger or Constant Flux, you're fucking up that thing so bad. You're fucking up any enemy in that little radius, because they're just going to be taking so much damage. It's going to be unfunny. And I don't have to explain why it's so good. It's because it's just the best. Like, if you see what the alt does, you'll get my meaning. If you don't know what the alt does, look it up right now, because you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Dream is the most overrated Blood Demon art for PvE by a long shot. It's not bad for Ogiwahara. It's not good though. I'm placing this as like the lowest of the C. Okay, I'll put it above Shockwave at least. I'll put it in a low C tier, because the ultimate is the only somewhat usable move for PvE. X is okay, but I honestly prefer some other type of move. C, it's good escaper. That's pretty much it. V is, I think, the best move actually. But it's not like it's good. It's just okay. For Mugen Hell, I think it's a little bit more tolerable with the civilians, at least, because it's in a more enclosed space, so you're gonna be able to hit a lot of things with your ult. But overall, it's like a low C tier, because it's literally just like a worse. It's literally just like a worse blood, or even like a worse arrow, to be honest, because it just doesn't have the usability. Reaper is gonna go in A tier below Sound, because it is not bad. Don't get me wrong, it is really good, but it's carried by its one move that hits a lot of things. I think it's what the fuck is it called? Quick dash. Okay, let me look it up. I don't know any of Reaper's move names. It's Speed Rush. I just remembered it's Speed Rush. And yeah, it's carried by that, and overall with its other moves, they're either mid or they're just mediocre. Like, no one is seriously gonna think like Reaper Z is like a good. It's not like a good PvE move. But yeah, that is the PvE tier list, and this video is already gonna be long enough as it is. So let's just move on to PvP. Start with the breathings. First, I got water. It's S tier. It is the best breathing in the game for PvP, and I'm starting this out with the best for a reason. Trust me. But water, I don't even have to explain it. Waterfall Basin is I think one of the best moves in the entire game. It's like around top 5, top 10 moves in the game. Because only thing you can do is try to dodge it, because you'll know what's coming. You'll know what's coming. And then there's also, of course, the Water Z being a really good combo escaper. Water Surfer being able to pull your enemies towards you, which is pissing me off a lot. Every single move can combo extend. And Water Wheel can as well. It's really easy. You just I'll show a clip. I guess I'll show a clip on screen of someone doing it. I don't think I can find a clip, actually. That's my bad. But water's the best, really. It has low breathing consumption, and you can regain breathing really easily if you pause in constant flux. Really solid. It's really solid overall. Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have Mist. It's like a D tier. Actually, I'll put it in C tier, because Mist does not have good block breakers. It just doesn't. Mist has block breakers, not good ones. Also, the ultimate's not as good as you think it is, especially if you're fighting an ice player. But you're most likely not gonna find an ice player. But it is just not as good as I would hope it would be. However, there are two movesets that absolutely do not know what the fuck to do when you Mistall, and that is Arrow Mains and Swamp Mains. It's like they lose control of their body. It's just like, whoa, I can't use the move. I can't use the move. I can't use arrow spikes. I can't domain. Where are they? I can't spam X and C from across the map. It is just so fun to use a Mist like that. But its lack of like good combo escapers and lack of good block breakers sets it in a low C tier, but it is not horrible. You can use it and maybe end up okay. Snow, S tier, below water, and I think Snow is really rivaling water for this, but I think water is just a little bit better because it has escapers. Snow, basically every move is an escaper on Snow besides Z. Pisses me off, by the way, when shit like that happens. And Snow has higher damage, but water has the better range, and I think the better AoE as well, which is not as important for PvP, but the range really is. Like a Waterfall Basin app is like Snow does not have a top 10 move for PvP. Water does. And Water Surfer Slash Art is going to get your need for an escaper, because Water Surfer Slash has like a 10-second cooldown and it's really good as an escaper. So yeah, water is just gonna be the best, but Snow is pretty good. It's close. I'm not saying Snow is bad. It's just not as good as water. Now we have wind. Wind is like a rough case here because it used to be considered one of the best, and it is, but that got rivaled when stuff like water and snow got escapers. And it just made it it lowered its status a little bit, but I think a good case for why this is good is because of the combo, the evade resets. The evade resets on wind are tricky to dodge. It's not free like it is with blood, but it is difficult to avoid. Basically how the evade resets work is you start the combo with X, and then when they're about to evade, you just like dash back and you just start hitting them with your ultimate, and then you go back and that resets their evade. That pisses me off a whole bunch, but like it is pretty good to think about, and it's kind of made up for by the fact Wind does not have any escapers. I think V is like your best escaper option, but it's not good. It's not like an amazing escaper. So yeah, it's decent, but I think it's in the top 3. It's in the top 3. Now, I was going to put Flame at A tier, But then I realized it's S tier. I'm kidding. You know, it's like high. It's a really high B tier. It's like, I'll put actually low A tier. Like really, really low A tier. Because I think B is a little bit different. I think Flame is top 4. And you might be saying, oh, what about Insect? First of all, if you're getting your PvP knowledge off of the Project Slayers Discord server, do not, because they are not the smartest people, which is no offense to them, because they probably don't play this game as much as I do, and for good reason. Don't get obsessed with this game. But for PvP, Rengoku, obviously. Flame is really, really good. Not as good as Wind or anything else in these tiers, but you get 2 combo escapers. I think that's pretty solid. You get 2 combo escapers, being Flame Tiger and Purgatory. You have all your moves are good combo extenders. Your ultimate is a really good combo. Like, all your moves can really work as little starters or punishers, especially moves like C, which have pretty decent AoE for PvP, at least at close range, and you can also get someone's block away from that, which is really nice. And there's a little tech you can do with Flame Tiger to just drop them immediately, so it becomes a really good escaper. And overall, Flame is just a low A tier, and I would put Insect above it if it wasn't for this one thing. I'll put Insect at a high B tier, and the reason why I'm putting this below Flame, and it might sound crazy if you don't play, if you're like, I don't know if someone from the Discord server is watching this, and this is gonna sound crazy, but it is inconsistent with its damage output in PvP, because you don't know what you're gonna be fighting. If you fight like a Soyama, it's good. I think it's around Flame level. It's not like a little bit above, but most of the time, at least in my experience, you're gonna be fighting either Hashibira or Uzui. Uzui is the best Slayer clan, and Hashibira is the most used clan in general because it's good for both Slayers and Demons. So, because of that, I can't put it in A tier, because you're not going to get the full potential with it. Unlike Flame, which the only thing that's going to be able to stop the burn is going to be Rengoku. But even then, at that point, it's an even match, and Rengoku's a bad Demon clan, and it's a pretty... But it is, like, I think, one of the best Slayer clans. I think it's, like, rivaling Uzui, but you're not going to see as many Rengokus as you are Uzui or Hashibira. Also, I have to mention, Insect is the most overrated breathing in the entire game for PvP, because I've had people say it's top 1, it's top 2. No, it's not. I think it's just generally a worse Rengoku Flame in most situations, and when that's not the case, it is good. It's not a bad breathing at all, and I overhated on it way too much in this video, but it is not a top breathing at all. It's not. Now we have sound. Sound for PvP, it's like a low B. Like I don't know, I think it's like the definition of mid. Because I think it has potential to be good. I think the best sound I thought was Mark. It was an Asia player. He was like the best sound, I think. I think he's the best sound in Asia right now. I'm not too sure on that, but it was okay. I reused it like once before I got banned for like a good like 2 to 3 days. It was pretty fun. However, my issue was it's hard to escape into a combo. Sound is legitimately difficult to combo with. So if you have trouble like comboing, don't use sound because the combos are pretty difficult. Beast is the same reason it's D tier. No range, no AoE, long startup, slightly above average damage. It's bad. And people used to have it. I mean, it has all the combo extenders are easy, but like you have no way to really start a combo. So it's D tier, sadly. Thunder breathing, I think it's above sound. I think it's above sound in B tier. Because I think, unlike sound, thunder has good range, but the only bad thing about thunder is, okay, there's two things. Number one, it doesn't have any reliable escapers. And number two, you have to play passive. If you're like a really like passive player, use thunder, because that is like the only good way to use thunder breathing, because you cannot fight up close with this breathing. It's almost impossible. Now we got the blood demon art. Shockwave. it's above these two. The only reason it's not an S tier is because it doesn't have any real good escapers. But just like use the passive ability, like I think it's FQ and to B. They can't play the game, sadly, and it has, I think Shockwave has evade resets that are, I think, almost true. I don't think they're entirely true if you can escape. I think you can escape them, but they're annoying as fuck. And well, being fully honest here, I just honestly don't like Root because he fucking kicks my ass every single time I play against him, because he's a curiosity fucking demon. It's almost impossible to fight that guy. He is good though, I'll give him that. So high A tier. I might be overhyping it a little bit, but I think it's better than any of these. But I don't think it's above any of these. Dream is probably one of the best 1v1 breathings in the game. Not breathings, fucking blood demon arts, because you cannot counter this. I mean, you know, you can counter it, but it's just like the worst thing to fight because C can be activated while you're stunned. So I think this is the best escaper in the game because you can't see it. You don't even know when it's gonna come. And the only way to counter it would be to do something like use a cutscene move. If you are using flame, sound, or any like short range breathing, give up fighting Dream, because you have no chance. V is so annoying. You cannot time your block against that. You literally can't. X sometimes bypasses block. That's annoying. B is a bad move, so I'll give it that. And the ultimate's also really good. Dream's just really annoying, dude. Tamari, D tier. It's not F tier because it's usable, but it's still way worse than Beast because you don't have. Beast actually has a combo escaper. Its ultimate is a combo escaper, so that's fine. Tamari doesn't have one. It's bad. Now we have Arrow. Arrow is going above Shockwave. Controversial, but like you cannot touch a good Arrow player. You can't really change my mind about that. Shockwave, I think you have some ability to dodge it. Arrow, you're kind of fucked if you're not using like one of the high range breathings or high range blood demon arts, because Arrow can legitimately not be countered because Arrow Spikes I think has like a 25-second cooldown. That shit's gonna, by the time their combo is over after they started with Arrow Spikes, gotta wait like 5 seconds, boom, Arrow Spikes is ready to come out again. It is the most unskilled blood demon art in this entire game, and I'm being fully honest when I say that because I'm an Arrow main. I'm an Arrow main. I know what I'm talking about here. When I play demon, I play Arrow or Shockwave, but Arrow is seriously the most bullshit blood demon art in this game in terms of just how easy it is to use. And also, every single move can basically be an escaper now, because I think there's a little tech you can do to make V escape, V combo extend now. So that's fun. So yeah, Ice. Ice is gonna go above Thunder in B tier, because it's just solid. It has, I need to mention something with Flame as well. These two, they have unevadable 50% combos, like at least 50%. Ice, I'm pretty sure, has like 70% combos. Flame, I think, has really high damage combos. If you use something like Rengoku and then you have a champ set, I think they will do like about the same. The issue, I think Flame's a little bit better in terms of that, but Ice, V is the most bullshit. I think V is like one of the more bullshit moves in this entire game. You will not know when it's coming, and I think it block breaks it unless you have like, I think 20 block. Oh god, it is so annoying. But it is limited by the fact it kind of lost all of its spark. And if they don't have V, they can't really combo start unless they use Winter Icicles, and that's pretty much giving them a free combo unless they use, that's giving you a free combo if they miss. So yeah, Ice is just solid. Swamp, it's going above Dream in my opinion, because you cannot fight it. Like X and C, those things bypass block a whole bunch, and that's just unfun to fight against in my opinion. But I think it's rivaling Dream. I think everyone agrees that like these two are gonna be like, these two are like top 3. So yeah, Reaper above Swamp. And if we're excluding the Reaper bug, I think it stays right here. But Reaper is, like I said, one of the most I think I haven't said this so far, but Reaper is probably like one of the more unskilled blood demon arts. I think Swamp at least requires a little bit of aim, not much, but it requires something. In Dream, okay, Dream doesn't really require anything, to be honest, because you kind of just hope your fucking moves work. But Reaper, they're so predictable, but it works so well. You have to play passive against these kind of breathing blood demon arts, and people get mad when you play. How am I supposed to play aggressive against a Swamp player? How am I supposed to play aggressive against a Dream player? Let me tell you something about Dream. If they can hold their position inside their little C move core, and then if you use like a slam attack downward, you're gonna get stunned even if you hit them. It is the most bullshit thing to ever exist. Swamp Domain, I think, is one of the more fair moves because you can actually fight back against it and you can also escape out of it. That's fun. But without the Reaper bug, Reaper stays right here. But since the Reaper bug actually exists in the game still, sadly, not sadly, but it's gonna be better than Blood because I hate Blood. I hate Blood so much. It's just, it's too good. I've used Blood, and I've legitimately like almost defeat a skilled Blood main. I think his name was like Vex or something. He wasn't difficult. He was using sound, and all you do with Blood is you just double jump into Bloodshot, into C, into B. It's bullshit. It's not skilled. It's never been skilled, and it's not balanced either because that has the most broken hitboxes in the entire game. I showed you the clip. However, Reaper with this dash bug. I'll explain to you what the dash bug is. The dash bug is when a Reaper player side dashes. I think it's side dash, and I think it's because the Reaper code broke, and sometimes it just won't work. And what will happen is when they side dash, you will not see what direction they dashed first of all, and they will not like show any movement indicator, and they will like their previous model will like be in the same position they were before, but you'll have no idea where they dashed. And they can combine this with quick tackle to make it so it's almost fucking impossible to predict where they are. Legitimately, this is like the most bullshit system, and it's not gonna get fixed. People legitimately stopped using Reaper because of how good this was. That is crazy to me. Reaper is also really easy to combo extend with. Blood, I think, is a little bit more no skill because, I mean, dude, you have the best escape. You have one of the best escapers in the game. You have every single move is a good extender. Bloodshot is the most bullshit. I think it is the top 1 move, actually. It's everything. Bloodshot is everything. It's an escaper. It's an extender. It's a fucking starter. It's an ender. It's literally everything. God, I hate these. Only Blood Demon art I seriously respect is Shockwave, Tamari, and I guess Swamp, because it does take a little bit of skill to use. I don't respect any other Blood Demon art because it's kind of like Cope in a way. Either way, this is my PvP tier list. You can disagree as you should. You should not just get all your info from me. You don't have to get all your info from me. Don't just agree with YouTubers you see blindly. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up this video, and this is something I wanted to talk about considering 2025 and 2023 are very different years for Project Slayers, and the meta has changed even though the game hasn't updated because people are realizing what the meta actually is. because the game had time to develop. It had time to really see the true extent of everything. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.